I have, and I mentioned this earlier. I have Simon Sinek on the brain because I've been listening to his audio book for Start with Why, and it's amazing to me to really simplify it. It all is about how do you start with why? How do you look across the table from someone or across a video call or whatever it is and understand like what's the motivation? What's the why behind the person I'm talking to? I was on a customer call with a new executive maybe a couple of months ago. And I asked them, I said, it's the first time we'd ever chatted.
Oh,
And a lot of people in my position would probably go in and, try to look for sales opportunities. That's the last thing on my mind. I actually said, I was like, you joined this organization. What motivated you to come here and what do you want your legacy to be? And then I just listened. I mean, they went on for almost 10 minutes and it was phenomenal. I mean, they told me everything that I would need to know in order to make them a hero, not only in their own organization, but to really like, how can I best be a catalyst for this person's success. And now we're going down the road on multiple fronts that will result in a deal this year. It opened up some new paths. My point in saying all that is if you focus on the connection, everything else will take care of itself. I've never worried about a number a day in my life. And
yeah.
I think as you think about the skills that you bring, but also the ones that you want to fine tune and learn and acquire and assimilate into your arsenal, think about building trust and inspiring loyalty at the heart of it. That's what Simon Sinek talks about in Start with Why. He talks about great brands that have ultimately, rather than just following what the data suggests and done what customers claim they want, it's how do we create a culture? How do we build community? How do we inspire people? Like, you look at an organization like Apple, they have a massive following and they've created streaming services, devices that a lot of other organizations do, but people will go to them because they've created this brand, this persona. They've inspired loyalty to their brand. Think about how they did that. They really spoke to the people that follow them and buy in. Another thing is leaders, like being able to navigate conflict. Once you've
Oh,
established trust, and you and I have talked about having challenging conversations,
yeah.
they become a lot less challenging when that person knows that you've got their best interests at heart and that you're giving them genuine guidance and feedback on how they can get better. Those types of things help you create a culture of collaboration, create a team culture, and inspire others to follow you because they know that you're out for them and not yourself. You're the hero maker and not the hero. And as well, like other things that you pick up over time, that ability to adapt and change without losing focus. Change is inevitable. Things change around you all the time, but there is focus in the storm. The things that I would have reacted to very swiftly in my 20s, now I just even keel. And even while people are freaking out all around, it gives you this vision. You are eyes wide open in what where others are potentially blind. And so I think that's where we've got to continue to focus. And EQ is almost like the big heart of all of what we've
Oh,
discussed today.
100%. Well, I could have this conversation all day long with you because we speak the same language, but I'll just end by saying this because what you're talking about is it, and people laugh at me all the time because I say this phrase in just about every one of my teaching sessions. At the end of the day, we cannot forget that every one of us are human beings first, not human doings.
Mm,
We do things every day to get a paycheck, and that's what we do. We're a programmer, or we're a mid-level manager, or we're a leader of an organization. That's what we do. But we forget that we're human beings first, human doing second. And you're talking about tapping into that individual. Hey, tell me about, when you leave here, what do you want to be your legacy? My gosh, you're tapping into that person as a human being, what's driving them. And leadership, a lot of leadership skills can be taught, but I believe, Carson, there's a handful of leadership skills that have to be caught.
mm.
And you catch those from being around other great leaders.
Couldn't have ended it better myself. Richard, I always enjoy these. Thank you for giving me and our audience some things to think about today.